Hello and welcome to my new passion project, YouTube. I figured it's time to be a YouTuber. It's been many years that I've been trying to upload videos, but I never got around to it. But it's time. I'm heavily inspired by the homie Tony Baloney, also known as Boney. Also the homie Pete, also the homie Ali with his old school Minecraft videos, but all the homies, man, fucking, they've been at it for a minute, like uploading shit, creating kind of like some sort of like video diary on YouTube, and I always loved that concept. Especially recently, I've seen the homie Tony. He's been doing a lot, like very consistent, and that's kind of why I'm doing this. So thank you. Shout out to the homies. I think like when I was a kid, man, like you get so roasted for posting shit on YouTube. Like I had a friend when I was quite young, uh, who did post like shit. He wanted to start like a Call of Duty trick shot type like YouTube page. So he uploaded like one video, like very similar to this, where he was just talking. He was like maybe 12 at the time, so it's like this little chubby, or not chubby, but like this little Swedish kid. And he got so much shit. Everyone fucking made fun of it. So I think that kind of etched itself into my head to like a point where it's like, damn, like I can't ever do that. But here I am. I think it's dope, man. I think the concept is dope, and that's why I ended up doing it. Partly to document it for myself, like I said, like seeing the homies have these kind of like video diaries, something I was always a little bit jealous of, just because it's like yeah, man, it's like timestamps in your life, and it's super dope to look back at. I don't have a lot of that because I never had like a consistent flow of content anywhere. And realistically, this probably won't be either. This might be like the last video I ever make. But I'm at least gonna try. Who knows? Maybe this is my new thing. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, exactly. The main reason I think is also like I'm so incredibly bad with the phone calls. Like really, I hate phone calls. Like the people that know me, or you guys that know me, because probably it's only the homies watching this. And you guys know I fucking hate phone calls, man. Really, I think it's terrible. I think it's the worst form of communication. Like it's a great invention and that, but it's just awkward. I don't know. It might be just me. I've spoken to others, but and some feel the same. But I just find it so awkward. It's hard to get a good flowing conversation on a phone call. I need like the face to face kind of signs. I need to like read your body language and shit. And also in like interrupting each other, speaking over each other, like the pauses between, you know, topics and shit. It just gets fucked over a phone call. It works with some people. Like I have a couple of people that it works with, but still there I'm kind of like ooh. As soon as there's talks about a call, I don't know what it is, and I think that kind of that with a bit of this and a bit of laziness uh, has me like very bad at updating homies about my life, especially the ones that live abroad, which is quite a lot, if not most of them, the majority. And so for a while I've been thinking like maybe this could be a thing where I'm kind of like speaking, chatting shit for whatever amount of time. And then those people who want to tap in and want to listen to it can and get a little update on where I am and where my life is at. My very interesting life. So yeah, and again tying it back to the homie Tony, the baloney. He posted a video a couple weeks ago, maybe, where he speaks about. I'm not gonna lie, man, I didn't watch the whole thing, but at least in the beginning of the video, he's speaking about like not waiting for a right time, and I don't think there is a right time for me to start this. I've had it in my head the past couple of days where I was kind of like thinking, okay, I'm gonna do it, but then I was like, a second later, I was like, I don't feel like perfect, like to do it, but there's not gonna be a perfect time. Like right now, I'm pretty tired. I'm stoned. I don't even know if I have that much to say. But I think like just picking it up and starting might be a good thing. And then trying to keep the ball rolling type shit. I think I have a tendency to try to perfect shit. And even with this, like as soon as I started thinking about like posting videos like this, like my mind starts spinning about like, obviously I haven't done any of that work now. It's very raw. It's just like my camera and me and nothing else. Probably no editing either. But when I start thinking about it, I straight away go into like, okay, I need like a good like intro. I need like a fucking song that I made myself for the intro. I need like a backdrop. I need like all this shit. And it's like, bro, I haven't even opened like filming a photo booth right now. I haven't even opened it, and I'm already thinking about like a million steps ahead. But that's with everything in my life, all the time, and that's why like I think this could be a freeing outlet to just keep it like kind of raw like this, not to really do anything, and to not edit it, like just to have me talk, and if I whatever I say type shit, you know. I think that's cool, and I think that a lot of like good videos on YouTube, or a lot of videos that I'm attracted to myself, are like this kind of raw thing. Like you have some dude just talking like on some like life advice type shit, you know. It's more approachable. So yeah, but again, we'll see. Maybe tomorrow I'll be full production vlogging. Who knows? That's kind of how it is and kind of how it works. And yeah. But yeah, that was the longest why are you doing this ever. 10 minutes in. I haven't really said much. But yeah, I gotta give respect, man. Like, it's weird to be in front of a camera and talk like this. I feel like I'm a bit insane. And I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, it's super strange. I think that's also a reason as to why I want to do it, because like I want to challenge that a little bit, because it is so strange, but it's also like all I gotta do is talk, you know? I'm not sure. Feels a bit weird though, gotta say. But yeah, right now it's March 2025, and I'm super unemployed. I'm broke, super broke. Recently my health has been fucking bad, so definitely in a bit of a rut type shit. But recently also like the weather is really good in Brussels. We've had like 3-4 straight days of just like sun, 15 degrees, and when it's like that it's hard to feel bad, you know. I've been kind of like just out and about, like, which has been nice. But like anytime either health is not good or like money, finances aren't good, it's always like a bit of so it's in the back of your head, you know. Like so it's there, like gnawing a little bit. So I'm trying to like figure that out, trying to apply for jobs. I am applying for jobs, but uh, not getting a lot of answers, unfortunately. But it's crazy. Like you gotta speak like 3 languages in Brussels. Like not everywhere, of course, but like most jobs. Like if I'm like scrolling on LinkedIn, um, or whatever, like most jobs require you to speak 3 languages, like English, French, and Dutch. Um, and I understand why, because like you have French, you have Dutch. That's like the language in Belgium, and English makes sense, right? But it's still like it's a crazy thing, man. In Sweden, for example, which is where I'm from, like you could easily pass with English only. Like I think they would even kind of fuck with it. Like in a clothing store, it would be like a cool thing type shit. And I think maybe you have that here, maybe in some places. Like I got by for a while now, not speaking like Dutch. I was working in the Flemish area, um, and speaking like half rusty French while I was working in Brussels. But still, like now that I'm off the market and I gotta get back into a job, and I can't like do an interview in French or like my resumes in English, like I'm realizing it's difficult, bro, and I'm realizing how crazy of a like what do you call it? It's a crazy thing, like 3 languages just to get like a low like fucking beginning job, like beginner job. It's crazy, super crazy. So it's a bit frustrating. I have a lot of other people around that are also like trying to find jobs, and it's just hard. There are no jobs. Like there's no money. People are broke. There are no jobs. Things are expensive. So it's pretty whack. It's kind of fucked. Like, and I'm not really sure how long it's gonna work. The way it's working now, because right now it's fine. I'm surviving. I'm getting help from like my parents to pay for shit, which I'm very thankful for. However, it's not something I want. Like it doesn't feel nice, like to not be paying for your own shit, especially after like 4 years, like 4 or 5 years of like being independent financially. To go back and like have to like call for money, like just to buy food, is super lame. But it's the way it is. I'm also very grateful that I'm in a position where like my parents can help me. Because if they couldn't, like genuinely right now, I would have been fucked. Like I wouldn't be able to pay for this place. Like I would be in serious trouble. So it could be a lot worse. I think within a couple weeks, I think I might also be able to get like unemployment benefits, which again isn't like it's not like a nice thing. It doesn't feel good, but it feels better than having to worry about like paying rent and not having money to buy food and shit, you know, because that's really like that really weighs you down. Like I said, like when money or health isn't good, things are not good in general always. So hopefully that's gonna be figured out soon. But it feels like a bit of a lottery, like finding a job. Like you gotta be in the right place, right time. You just say like since you're just kind of sending like resumes, your resume has to kind of attract the person that's looking at it. It has to wear like there's so many small things that have to fall into place, so many stars that have to align, that it feels a bit unrealistic. I think a lot of the jobs that I've applied to and got denied to, I would have done really well, you know? It's hard to say, but I think so. And then to not even like get the chance to get an interview, like, it's like, but it's fine. Like, I'm not super depressed about it, really. But the more time goes, the more I'm getting tired of just like sitting around at home. Like, it's chill at first. I felt productive and stuff with the music, and felt like I had the time to do stuff, which I still do. But now, I'm starting to feel like a bum a little bit, like an unemployed bum, like smoking doobies and just like not doing shit basically. And I'm reaching that point. I would say I'm already in that point where you have so much time that you don't know what to do. It feels like you don't have any time. Like I feel like overwhelmed with stuff that I should do. I actually don't really have anything to do. And it's strange. Like and then I have things that I want to do. I feel like I can't do them before I do all of this stuff that I should be doing. But then because those things are quite vague and not really established, I kind of forget, and then like they don't really happen, and then I remember, and then it's just like it becomes like a very like deep or like very cluttered kind of thought process of like about nothing really. Like that's the crazy part, you know. I don't know, I feel super busy and stressed, but I have nothing to do. Like the things I need to do is like clean my apartment, which it's perfectly clean all the time because I have nothing else to do, and like send some packages maybe. But even that feels like, whoa, like that's a lot of. I gotta plan my whole day around just like going to send some packages. Like, so yeah, it's a weird place. Like being unemployed. It's a weird. It's a weird place to be in. And then when you come out of it, it's like you get a job, like your perspective switches completely, and you're like, damn, like what the fuck? What was I doing? Like I was just sitting around, not doing shit. Like I wasn't structured. I could have used all of this time like to make fucking a bunch of music and videos and stuff, you know. But then now that I'm here, I'm finding it hard to do. Um, so it's strange. It's strange. But I guess it's like you get a bit rusty. Like if you're, say you're like a bit of a machine, you gotta like keep doing your job or like keep like being active in order to stay like buttered up. And if someone like stops you for fucking 5 months and just starts you again, it's gonna be hard, you know what I mean? So yeah, I gotta I gotta get locked in, low key. Not even low key, but I gotta get high key locked in, on the low. But yeah, I just like I think if I was being productive with music right now, I think I would have felt a lot better about stuff. Maybe, actually, I don't know, because right now I'm in a dip like music inspiration wise as well. Um, I'm not really, which happens. I've had it before, and it usually passes like after a while. But you never know. I mean, it might not pass this time. But like, yeah, I'm just like in a rut. Like I'm not enjoying much music at all. I'm not enjoying the stuff that I have. I'm not enjoying the genres that I usually would. And it's like, it's just not there. Like I'm not inspired by it. It makes it hard to like find new stuff as well, because like nothing really sounds interesting. Um, so I went from being super inspired, like I got new, right here, I got new speakers like a month ago. I got them for Christmas originally, but then because I celebrated in Sweden, I got them a bit later because my parents said like you can choose which ones you want. So I got these Adam Audio speakers, and that made me so inspired. Like I even changed kind of like the setup of my room just to make the audio better. Like you can see I have no treatment yet, so it's still not great. But it gave me a big push. Like I was really inspired, and I was spending like hours and hours and deep into the night, like in that really like locked in creative flow where you're just kind of, things are just happening like without you really thinking about it, you know. So that was super nice. That was with like producing. But then I had a DJ gig at Kiosk. So I had to like step out of the producer kind of world or bubble for like 2 days, just because I hadn't mixed for a while, so I wanted to go through my stuff, mix a little bit, and I'm just not able to combine them. Like I can't work on DJing and production on the same day. I mean, I could physically, if someone had a gun to my head and said do first production, I would do it, and then now DJing, I would do it. But it doesn't make sense for me because it's two very different forms of art, or whatever you want to call it, like forms of creation and forms of creative process, because it is different things at the end of the day. And so whenever I need to step out of this kind of production bubble to DJ, this happens a lot. Like I always fall out of love with like the whole thing. Like I don't get inspired by anything. So yeah, again, like it's gonna pass. All I need is like to find a banger, or like to come across a nice set somewhere, and then you're just back into it. But yeah, you never know how long it takes. And now I'm at a point where I have some gigs, and even though I felt like this before in this kind of dip, I haven't been in a situation where I have like actual gigs coming up. And that's what's making me tweak a bit, because I'm not inspired. Like I don't want to. I don't want to play. I don't care, you know. And then one of the gigs I'm doing is a back-to-back, so I'm playing with someone else, and it's quite a good opportunity for me. And I just don't want to do it. Like I really don't want to do it. And that's largely, if not only, because I am in this dip, which I know is gonna pass at some point. Yeah. So that's like I'm kind of like in between. I still have a week or so until this like back-to-back gig. But I find myself a bit in between, like telling myself that I should just listen to what I feel, because that's probably the most important, and to just say like it's not the time right now for me to do this, because I think it's also a valid reason, you know. It's some form of art form. I know it's like a specific one in a way, but it is an art form, and it's hard to force someone to do that, even though I know it's a job in a sense, even though I'm not getting paid for this like this time. It's strange, like, to put someone and be like, hey, perform art, do it now. Like sometimes you're just not there, you know. And sure, if you're getting like $1,000 to play a 1 hour set, I mean, you better be there, like in that zone. I think that money can put you in the zone. But like, I don't know. Now, like, not that it's about money, because it's really not. But now, like, I'm just not there, and I don't want to do it. And so yeah, I'm wondering if I should say no, or if I should like actually try to pursue this whole DJing thing a bit more professionally and be like, I'll like suck it up and just fucking do it type shit, you know. But then the risk is that it actually goes quite badly, because when I'm in this rut, like I don't have it in me. Like for me, when I'm mixing, I need to be in this kind of like almost trance-like state. It sounds super exaggerated. I'll wait for this fucking motorcycle to drive. It sounds exaggerated to be like in a trance state, but you're very much in the flow, like much like skating for those that skates. Like once you're into it, it's very like, I don't know, you're locked in type shit. And I just can't get locked in when I feel like this. And when you're not locked in, you become a bit insecure, and you're kind of like second guessing the stuff you're doing. And that's very bad, for at least for me, when I'm mixing, because you can't like second guess really. You gotta like, you know, you gotta bring the track in. You can't be like, maybe, because everyone's gonna hear it. It's like so yeah, there's the risk of it going just quite to shit, like so that's even more negative for me, compared to saying that I don't want to do it right now. So I'm not sure. I gotta figure that out. I'm not really sure how to figure it out, because I know that if I'm in this kind of vibe, like, it's not gonna go well. Uh, we'll see. I guess the answer will be out in about a week when it's about to happen. But we'll see. We'll see. It is a good opportunity. It's I think it could be good. Like for me, it could be good to maybe push myself a little bit too. We're gonna see. I'll think about it. But yeah, so that's like next week, and then somewhere in April I have like the next booking. But it's a paid one, and it's like an actual club night, so that's cool. I haven't done like a club set yet, so that's cool, man. I'm looking forward to that. But aside from that, there's nothing really. But because I've been in this kind of rut, I haven't been pursuing much. Like, I haven't been out there like asking and trying to get gigs. Not saying that I would have if I did, but I don't think I would have. A little bit, one or two at least. But it's always there, so I don't know. It's just hard. Like I really want to stay like locked into my own journey with it, rather than trying to be a part of this kind of like industrial thing, which sounds super also like arrogant, but I don't mean in the sense that I'm like outside of the industry, I'm so unique, but more like I don't have to follow like a certain direction just because I think that's how the industry works, and that's how you get more gigs, and you gotta network and you gotta speak and blah blah blah. I want to stay like loyal to like my own feeling with it, you know, because the music is some sort of extension of that. At the end of the day, like if I don't feel good enough, like it's nothing's gonna happen, you know. And when I'm kind of like doing my own thing, I'm in my own bubble, kind of taking my own like creating my own situation. Like that's when I'm the most inspired. Like so. Yeah, it's a difficult one in it. It's very mental, like all of these art forms. Like, not that I've really mastered any of them, you know. Like speaking about skating or music, DJing or producing or whatever it can be, clothes. Like I'm into a lot of it, but I never really like mastered any of it. I was never like the peak, like super good at any of it. But still, like I consider that I'm at a point where I can still build quite strong opinions about the creative kind of process, and especially because it's so individual. Like no one can really say it's wrong for you or for me. But I think like having had experience with like clothes, music, all of that stuff together, I think you notice a lot of similarities in the processes, and I think that you can kind of like understand all of those different things better and deeper if you have understanding from a previous topic, because a lot of the process is the same, like mentally, like a lot of the ups and the downs are also the same, and a lot of like the ways to find inspiration are also the same. And I think a lot of it stems in just like freedom, and just freedom to like explore and to test and to yeah, just freedom. As soon as you put like any sort of like bracket around something, like that's when it starts to lose its magic, you know. That's why I think a lot of interesting shit appears the first like, it's usually not the best sounding, but it's interesting the first like hour when you're producing. It's usually kind of weird stuff. It's the stuff that you wake up the next day and you listen to it and you're like, what the fuck? But like there is some magic to it. Then and there's a magic to it. And I think the magic of that is like the freedom of creation, because you haven't gotten far enough in the song to put any limits to it, kind of, you know? So I think a lot of cool stuff that I made personally, like, happened in the first like hour, like. But then, a lot of times you also have to like sit through. At least for me, I don't know for other people. A lot of times you have to sit through like a couple of hours to even get something started. Sometimes you even like give up before that happens. Um, but yeah, sometimes that's the case. Like you gotta sit through, and then you find something, and then like you really get inspired and like. So it's weird, but I do think the freedom is super powerful when it comes to creating stuff. It's fully necessary, I think. Um, and that's also why I feel a bit conflicted on that topic. Like if I should specifically in this case like play that gig or not, because I don't want to, and like if I do, I'm kind of like not giving myself the freedom that I want to create and to be in my own kind of process of creation and inspiration. Like I'm forcing myself out of it, but maybe that's good at the same time. You know, it's good to push yourself. Like it's good to get out of your comfort zone. Uh, but then again, is it good when you know that it's gonna like end up sounding really shit? Like it's a hard one, like I said. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's also mental. Like there's most of the learning process is not like theoretic. Like it usually is at first. Like the first initial bump is like a theoretical bump, and then after that, so much of it is mental. And like the mental part plays a role in how you take in the theoretical part as well. You know, so the theoretical part is super like dependent on the mental part. So it is like almost the most important thing in a creative process. At least for me, I think. Um, and so it's important to nurture that and to try to be in tune with it, or like be out of tune. Like you know, like at least like be aware, like be present. Mm. Because then you can create very good stuff. But yeah, I should probably end it here, man. It's been fucking half an hour. That's a long time. I don't expect anyone to watch all of this. But yeah, good half an hour for like a first sit down. I guess that's pretty good. We'll see if I ever make another video. I'm not sure. We'll see. Leave a like, subscribe, share. Goodbye.